Hello, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Gus. I don't know what we're going to talk about this week. Not a lot going on.
Yeah.
No, really nothing.
World is just perfect.
Everything totally normal.
No
Totally
shit
normal
going on.
podcast. Nothing unusual to talk about
Nothing at all.
in the past couple of days. I'm sure we're going to talk about it at some point. We'll get there.
I finally understand the Smash Mouth song that goes, that goes, the world's on fire, how about yours? Is that Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you wear a
All-star.
Smash Mouth thong?
Absolutely. That's genius, actually, having someone say Smash Mouth at the front. Because you smash your mouth right there.
Yes.
Well, hopefully not smash your mouth. That might hurt a little bit.
I'm looking
Get all
now.
teethy with it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Teethy?
saying? No.
Isn't there a horror movie called Teeth where the woman, a woman's vagina has teeth in it?
I haven't seen it, but I want
I
to. After
remember the
this weekend, I
trailer.
just want to see it all.
I kind of want that now.
Same.
There's a Smash Mouth thong. I can't even say it.
Oh, hot and sexy Smash Mouth thong?
Yeah, hot, sexy, smash mouth, Steve Harwell, all-star logo, G-string white. They got that search engine optimization right in the name.
Oh my God.
All right, next week we'll all wear that.
Wow.
Well, next week is going to be a podcast from RTX.
Yeah, which is this
next week.
weekend.
Yes.
RTXevent.com. Tickets still available. Come see us.
Dude, it's not even this. It's 3 days.
Yeah.
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 Like until we start doing stuff.
It's real soon.
It's been 2 years. I can't believe it.
Oh my God, I know.
I've been working on the black box down panel all day. Well, most of the day today.
Oh.
I built a deck in Google Slides for the first time ever. And I was like, I'm gonna give a presentation.
You're so cute. Really?
Is that like a PowerPoint?
Yeah, it's like
How many slides is it?
let me look.
You can have a clicker?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna just do it from my laptop.
Gus's first. Google
Let's see. Okay,
slide.
here, it's okay. I'm loading it. I'm trying to see how many slides it is. It is 44 slides.
Wow.
Oh my
How long's your
God.
panel? An hour?
An hour.
Well,
Almost one a minute.
Gonna fly through it.
No pun intended.
Can I make one
You're
slide on
so
it?
good, Barb.
No.
And it'll just pop up at random throughout and you have to quickly skip it.
All right. Send me a 1920 by 1080.
Are you allowed to see it before
Slide.
it goes on, or does he have to like look at it blind?
I want him to be scared that it's going to be the next slide at any point.
Okay.
What will it be about?
Whatever I feel like, Jessica.
Okay.
You know
What would you
what?
put on Gus's slide?
What makes Gus uncomfortable? I know it's not a lot, so I
Hug.
want to
Nothing
find
really.
that one
But
thing.
Generosity.
The thing that would
Okay.
the thing that would make me uncomfortable is showing something in public like that. Like the fear that it's not. I don't care, but the fear that I'm gonna get in trouble.
There has to be a weakness to you, Gus. What is it?
Gus
Ghosty?
doesn't have a weakness.
I'm the perfect human specimen.
He really doesn't. He'll do anything like at any
We
point in
filmed
time.
something. Well, you were out the other day when we filmed that thing.
Oh, I saw a clip of it though. Gus was in a skin-colored underwear thong thing.
Like you always are. That's like how I picture you. When I think of you that way.
I
Unfortunately.
held up like 3 different flesh-colored underwears to Chris, and I was like, "Which one of these do you want me to wear?"
The best part is John was showing me a little BTS clip that he took of it, where Blaine was like walking you through what you were gonna do for the action. And you're behind a curtain, and the way John was filming it, it's wide angle, so you look so small in the background. I'm like, he looks like a little baby that's like running out behind a curtain, being like, "What should I do now?"
Since the beginning of Rooster Teeth, how many days do you think you've come to work and taken all your clothes off?
It's so often.
It's a few. It's less lately, but it's quite a few.
When was the first time you stripped down for Rooster Teeth, and how did you feel
Well, it wasn't
then?
4. I just happened. It was just.
Well, there was Baby Gus, but that probably
Coincidental.
wasn't the first thing.
Okay.
Baby Gus, you were
Man, I
mostly naked.
So you've just never had a problem. Do you go to nude beaches?
No.
Have you ever been?
No.
No. Okay.
It's kind. I mean,
Yeah.
if I encountered one, I'd probably have no problem with it.
Probably.
But I've been involved going to the beach, being outside. You know.
Ugh,
That's
not
my
your-
weakness.
Okay, I was gonna say that's not your thing.
I don't
Okay.
think I could do a nude beach.
Why not?
Like, would
Scary.
you feel uncomfortable, or do you feel like people would be looking at you too much?
Yeah, I'd just be worried about what I was doing.
But everyone's naked, so like,
Yeah, but what if I got like a little bit of a lob on and I can't control
do you
it?
think you would?
I don't know. That's
feel
the risk.
like-
That's the fear. That's why I would never do it.
I mean, I feel like that wouldn't you? No, I was gonna say, wouldn't you want that? But it's
I
like,
feel like multiple people might have. What is it? A lob?
lob on.
A lob on.
Lobster?
Oh, you can tan your dick that way.
A small lobster in your pants.
That's so interesting. Yeah, because I feel Yeah, I think if you're just around a bunch of nude bodies, you're just kind of like, and no one's doing anything sexual. It's just like
No, it
nude
doesn't sound very
bodies.
sexy. I'd just be worried, and then I'd be worried that I have to like hide it by like diving into the sand, and there'd be like a little hole in the sand.
Just carry a hot dog bun with you the whole time. Then
Yeah,
we need to hide it. Be like,
waist high.
I'm just holding a hot dog here.
Just a bit of mustard on the top.
You also could go to a nude beach and not be nude.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
No. I think like you have the option to be nude at nude beaches, but it's not required.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like take your fucking clothes off and go sit on
That's
the
just
sand,
like
bitch.
every European beach.
Nude beach?
Well, just everyone on holiday in Europe were just tits everywhere.
I was gonna say I would love
Yeah.
to be able to like not have tan lines from a bathing suit. So I get the interest there of having tits out.
Yeah, it's not really. People don't really bat an eyelid.
Sun's out,
France
tits
and
out.
Spain and Italy. It's
Yeah.
just like
Well, all in Europe too.
Well, I feel
right?
like tits are like that's a common thing out, but I mean it's like whole thing, everything out.
Everything.
I think I would do it. Would you? If
I
you were at
think
a nude
so.
beach and somewhere everyone you're just
Probably if I was lying down, I'd be okay with that. Like I wouldn't want to walk around naked.
okay.
But like if I was like lying down tanning,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. I think.
Yeah. I have a friend who just loves getting naked at all times. So anytime we're
His
drunk,
name's Gavin.
Wow. No, but anytime we're like drinking and we're not at a public place, she'll just take her clothes off and just be naked. And then she'll like try and force everyone else to take their clothes off too. And sometimes I'm like, I'm just not in the mood to be naked.
Do I
And
know
she's
this
like,
person?
take them off. You've met her before. It's
Okay.
my friend I've had since college. And she'll like peer pressure me, just like take my clothes off. I'm like, God damn it.
You don't have to submit to peer pressure, Jessica.
There's this
It's okay.
there's this really funny trend I've seen in social media where like a bunch of girlfriends will get together and then off camera one at a time, one girl will like flash her boobs to her friends and the camera will be filming her friends. So like you'll get their friends' reactions to seeing their friends' boobs for the first time. And it's so cute.
I love it. I love it.
It's people being like,
Yeah.
oh, like, or whoa, like
Yeah.
just having a really grand reaction to it.
Yes. Yes.
But I think we're too old for that now at this point.
I know, man. Because the same best friend, she was just like, I feel like if you've had like a friendship, I guess maybe this is more for women. I don't know for how it is with men, but she's like, if you've had a friend for this long, she's like, I expected to have seen your naked body at this point. I'm like, and one of her other friends, she doesn't like getting naked, so she's been friends with her for like 20 plus years and still hasn't seen her naked, and she's like upset by it. I'm like, it's okay. She doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're right.
She's seen her naked
No
body.
peer pressure.
Yeah.
Gus, on the other hand, is like, all right, when?
Yeah, you
Bet.
you told like everyone having that reaction. I was like, oh, I'll never have that. I give mine away too early.
Yeah.
Give mine away for free.
Oh
You're
gosh.
like, yep. There's Gus.
There's Gus again in the nude.
Has anybody watched on Netflix? I've been telling everyone about this.
not yet.
The Indian movie RRR.
Not yet.
It's fucking amazing. I
Didn't you talk? You talked about it. When did you talk about it? In a stream or?
I talked about it just in the office
Oh, okay.
because last week we had to pre-tape last week's podcast, but I had been the day before that pre-tape. I had been in close proximity to someone who ended up testing positive for COVID.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sick or anything, but out of precaution, I quarantined myself and I did not come in for that pre-tape. I did not come in the rest of that week. I ended up not getting COVID.
Yeah.
Still,
You evaded
pure
it.
Gus baby. So that's why I couldn't talk about RRR during the last pre-tape. But now I'm finally back again.
It's apparently 3 hours.
It's 3
you told
hours
us?
long, and it is one of my all-time favorite movies now. I know it's
Really?
like a lot to ask of someone to watch it because it's a 3-hour film. It's subtitled, and I have trouble sitting down to watch like 1 hour television shows. So I get it.
These days, yeah.
It's like a 3 hour long movie, but it's like it just starts and it just fucking goes.
Did you do it in one sitting?
Yeah, at first I was like, I'll just start watching it, and maybe I'll turn it off, and then I was like, I was
what we
like,
did
all
the
right,
Snyder Cut.
put everything aside. Like this is my entire focus for 3 hours, and it's so interesting because it's just such a bright and vibrant movie. I guess I've been I don't know. It's just the way it's shot. It's just like hitting you in the face with color for
What
3
is it
hours.
about again? Because I've heard
So-
of it. I haven't watched the trailer.
It's do not watch a trailer.
Copy. Okay.
The trailers for this movie give away some really cool reveals from the movie, and I feel like if you watch the trailers, it would like lessen things that happen during the movie. It's like it's set in 1920s India. So sorry, Gavin, you're the bad guy here. During the British occupation of India, and it's about kind of like fighting against the British Empire and like rising up against it. And it's similar to Inglourious Bastards in that the main characters were real people, but in reality they never met. So it's kind of
so
like
it's like
fan
an
fiction. Like,
alternative
Interesting.
what if these
timeline.
revolutionaries had met, and what would the impact have been on the occupying British Empire?
Oh, I love that.
And so it's wild.
Who
And-
directed it? Okay, so this is just a
Yeah,
complete. It's a foreign film, right?
yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
Okay.
It's on Netflix, and it's also it's so popular that some theaters are doing like theatrical showings of it, even though you can watch it
Nice.
Wow.
on Netflix. And
Nice.
I would love to go to the theater and watch this movie again on the big screen.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay,
like
now
it's a joy to look at. It's just so different than a lot of the same shit we get over and over.
I'm torn out because I love saving long movies for planes. I
well,
feel
when's
like
the next
this
time
would
you'll be on
good
a
theater movie.
plane?
Pretty soon.
Okay.
I would honestly, having watched it, I think it would be better to watch it with a nice setup at home, like
Yeah, I was
something
gonna
where you
say,
have
like, on
HDR
Like
and
a little screen.
Yeah.
You like to watch. Well, I guess it's some movie like that. I wouldn't want to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch it at home, I think. You should experience that in full screenage.
and it's got the best dance off I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Is it like what I? I guess think it is. Okay. Wow. A dance off.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Are you guys watching The Boys?
really good?
Speaking of content,
No.
Yes,
are you caught up?
yes. Are you caught up?
Yes. Gavin, do you watch The Boys? No. Okay.
It's an excellent show.
It is very good. It is so violent.
Yeah.
Like there was a warning at the beginning of this episode that was so tongue in cheek. That was just like essentially emulating a warning before like a really like gory or like not suitable for all audiences kind of thing. But it's just like,
Is it?
but we spent a ton of money on our effects budget and like you know what to expect already at this point, and like it's not suitable for some, actually all viewers, but
Because
Yeah.
they did that with Stranger Things, but I think that was because of the Uvalde shooting.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
the-
so it's a different warning.
Stranger Things did it in an actual serious way. This
Copy.
was a tongue in cheek like.
Copy that.
Is
This
it more violent than like Game of Thrones?
Oh,
Yes.
hell yes.
Yes.
Really?
Oh wow.
Like very much so.
Yeah, I mean, and like not to and to the point where something violent and gory will happen, and they don't show it in the wide or they don't cut away. It's like they'll show it in the wide and then punch in and be like, "Look at it, there it is."
Like there was one point where someone laser beamed someone's head, and like it like you saw the little thing through, and then it went, and just like the top of the head slid off.
I
A little
love
bit
that.
like
I love
Resident
that.
Evil
It's
laser
very,
grid sort
like
of thing.
Yeah.
video
That,
gamey
Yes. Yeah.
gore. It's great though. It's a really great show. The acting in it is phenomenal too. The guy who plays Homelander is
He's like scary and
so
evil.
scary.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that character is becoming more complex too, especially in the most recent episode.
He's the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
A villain. I would say probably the villain, but
What's
I
it
need to
on?
watch it.
What service?
Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
So you said like the warning before The Boys. Sorry, I'm going to talk about RR again. You can't get away. They have a boilerplate before the movie starts. That I forget the wording on it. I was trying to look it up here, but I can't find it. But there's a message when the movie starts. It says, "All the animals depicted in this movie, except for birds, are computer generated. No animals were harmed in the making of this film."
I love when they say that because I
Yeah.
have an issue with.
Yeah, it's like all horses, all cows. They list like all the animals like are all computer generated creatures.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because they couldn't get the real cows to sign the release?
And for the most part, it looks pretty good. But there's sometimes where there's like a dude on a horse, and you're like, "That's just a stuffed animal." Like
Yeah.
you can see he's moving.
Okay.
You don't like animals and stuff?
No, I don't like when watching animals get hurt. Like I guess Game of Thrones is a good example of like when the horses fall like in battle. I'm like, is that really happening? And if so, does that hurt the horse? Or are they like, no, they fall all the time, it's fine. But
think a lot
it
of-
bothers me.
In westerns, a lot of old films, they used to just full on trip them with wires and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays they are trained, but yeah, you're right. Like, why it would the animal's not choosing to do this. Like, it didn't pick a career.
Yeah. We did an episode with I think it's Corridor Digital where they talked about the VFX in Game of Thrones, and there were some. At least I noticed that the falling down scenes of them in battle with the horse was VFX, and that made me feel better. But I don't know if that was the every single episode season. So
Yeah, it's pretty recent in movie history that they used to just mess up animals like on camera.
That's
like I think
so
the
fucked up.
first Halloween has a snake just getting cut in half, and
An actual real snake?
yeah, and like what some of the early Bonds, they like harpoon sharks and shit.
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I found the content warning, by the way, if you want me to read it.
yeah.
So this is from The Boys. Some scenes may not be suitable for some, really most, let's be honest, all viewers. But rest assured that any consensual relationship depicted, be they human, animal, superhero, or other, aren't real, harmed no one, and in fact cost a hilariously large amount in visual effects.
Okay.
So that was the little warning they had before this episode.
I like
Hero-gasm is what it was called.
Yes. That's what we're pushing at for HBO Max.
Yeah.
For RTX.
I don't know if anybody watched. I think talked about this a couple weeks ago. Anybody watched The Offer on Paramount Plus? But it's like a story about the producer who made The Godfather, and like the making of The Godfather. But in one of the episodes, they talk about having to get the horse head
Yes.
for that scene from The Godfather, which
Yes.
was a real horse head that they put in the bed with that actor.
Damn.
What
Come on, man.
was it? I don't
Damn,
want to
yeah.
know. I want to know details.
I mean,
was it a horse that was already like?
apparently it was a horse that was being processed for a dog food factory already.
Oh Jesus!
So they just had the head already, and they were able to get the head
Wait, do
and
dogs
film
eat
with it.
horse?
Right.
Dogs eat anything. Oh, it's Friday
no,
the
but-
13th with the snake.
but-
that was
I know dogs eat anything, but is that something that companies are using in dog food? Is horse meat?
I think so.
Copy that.
Are horses used for
Got it.
glue?
Got it.
I think they used to be. They might still
Is that
be.
true?
I think they used to be. I think that it is to some extent still.
Weird.
I ate a horse in Japan. It was delicious.
Can you not eat it here?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
What other weird animals could you eat in other countries that you can't eat here? I know you could have kangaroo in Australia.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Japan?
in
Or
some
where?
in some countries,
That's a rough one for
I
me.
don't know if I'd do that.
I couldn't do that.
I also know that given different cultures and everything, I need to, even though like my views are, I'm like, I would not eat that. I need to be respectful as they like, that's what,
Yeah.
you know, but it just rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
I just watched that episode of The Simpsons the other night where Lisa becomes a vegetarian.
I just saw that one too.
Yeah, me and Trevor just watched that one, and it's like she meets a little lamb, and then she's picturing in her head going, Lisa, I thought you loved me. I was like, oh my God. It's the cutest little lamb, though.
Yeah, but you can make any animal cute, right? Like
That's
what
very
if it's
true.
like a baby cow or just about anything else that we eat. It's like what you're used to growing up, or what your comfort is, like as far as what you'll eat and what you won't eat.
My dad has eaten a lot of different things during his travels for work, and he said that the two worst things he's ever had is sea cucumber and eel. He says it just tastes like
Eel
the
can be
most
good in
awful
like
thing.
some sushi.
Yeah,
Really?
there's eel sushi that's
Like-
actually quite good.
He just doesn't like it, I guess. But he said the sea cucumber was by far the worst.
I've heard that before from other people that sea cucumber
Yeah.
is rough.
You
There's
wouldn't really
also
think about it. I'm just like, oh, okay.
there's also a fish that's eaten in Korea, I believe, called skate. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Skate can be pretty nasty to eat if you're not
It's
used to
just
it.
a fish.
Yeah, and I think it like excretes uric acid through its skin, which is like kind of like one of the primary
Like
parts
vomit?
of urine.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
So it's like if it's not cleaned and prepared very thoroughly, it can be a rough thing to eat.
Piss fish.
Yeah,
Yeah. Piss
Have you
fish.
tried the piss fish this afternoon?
skate, totally different name.
I can't deal with that urchin stuff. Uni.
It's so good though.
No, it isn't. It's horrendous.
Uni is so good,
What's
dude.
good about
it's
it?
like so rich and buttery. Have you ever had?
No, I don't know what
Uni?
you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like
You know what an urchin is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like they flip it over and then you can cut out the bottom part, and you basically you take out its gonads, and it's like an yellowish orange spread.
Imagine eating an orange sneeze.
Yeah,
What?
An orange
A
sneeze.
sneeze? Achoo?
Yeah, like a hanky full of orange paste.
Is it the texture that's bad or the
It's
taste?
all just horrendous.
Can you click on one so I can see
So
better?
you eat it even with the little spikies.
you normally you would eat it like this, like you would take it out. Some of those just
Oh.
had like the presentation
I
of
don't know
it.
if I've ever had that
You can
before.
get it at sushi restaurants.
Yeah, mine looked
Okay.
like that, and it was just so much.
I could tell that Gavin is feeling like he's going to gag if he starts blocking his nose while he's talking, and it kind of sounds like this.
Let's keep talking about it. Okay.
Yeah,
try
I
that.
could see that. I feel like the thing, and who is someone in the chat said it, Justifiat, I believe, said it's the texture of uni that kills them. The texture can be if you're already mentally grossed out about the prospect
Could
of
be
eating
snotty.
it, and then like the texture hits your mouth, then you can psych yourself out and be like, this is disgusting. But if you like try to approach it, in my opinion, if you try to approach it with an open mind, you're like, I'm gonna try this. This is like a food a lot of people consider delicious. I want to see what this is all about. You can like appreciate it a lot.
See,
more.
What's
I
the
came
texture like, Evan?
like a congealed sneeze.
Okay. All right.
Congealed.
I just didn't really know about it before I ate it, so I wasn't prepared for it to be gross. They were just like, here's some uni, and it was like a seaweed thing with just like a load of it on top, and I was just like,
What's that? I think
Stirring
it's like
recommendation.
it's like it looks like octopus tentacles where when you eat it, it's still kind of moving. What is that?
Yeah, octopus.
I
It
can
could be
see
octopus
that.
or
Just
squid.
Oh,
I
okay.
think typically it's octopus though.
It's like on a salad, and it looks raw, and like I just pick it up, and it's still moving. I would never. Just I can't.
Lots of times what's done with that is they'll sprinkle like lemon juice on it, and the citric acid causes a reaction in the nerves, which is what causes them to kind of like tighten up and make it look like it's still squirming and moving. I've eaten that.
I couldn't.
What have you not?
I like
Gus?
I like when I travel, I like to eat things that are unusual. And I
Totally.
want to try to eat things that I can't get here. That's why when I went to Japan, I was like, I have an opportunity to eat a horse. I'm gonna eat a horse.
Okay.
I can,
yeah, you
like overseas, like if I see something weird, it's like, well, now I got to try it. Absolutely. I'm 44 years old. like,
No, yeah.
I've eaten. I can only eat. I love cheeseburgers. Well, when I'm
Sure.
traveling, like I want to eat something different. I want to eat something unusual.
Well, because you've tried so much, what is the most disgusting thing you've had?
Yeah.
the most disgusting.
Well,
thing
I know
I've
Gus
had.
doesn't like cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not,
Just regular cucumber.
Okay.
well, I'm also not a big. Despite the fact that I like uni, I'm not a big seafood fan. I do try seafood when I travel. Cucumber is my bane, though. Ugh.
Like a normal cucumber, you just don't like a cucumber?
No.
It just tastes like water.
No, for me, it's like overpowering. If a cucumber touches anything on my plate, I can tell. Like it's just like
we gotta do this
That
test.
is
it
so
dominates
interesting.
the flavor of everything,
No
and all I
doubt.
can
It's
taste
such
is
a subtle
cucumber.
flavor, right?
I think it's
I can
well.
taste it, but it's not like
I think if you don't like something, it doesn't become a subtle flavor.
guess
It
Yeah, I'm
becomes
like that with olives. Like if someone's picked olives out of some pasta sauce,
or like a pizza.
I still like.
I
I'll get it down, but
love-
it's just like
Love olives.
wow. Okay.
I love.
you're
I
an
love
olive
her.
person.
I love olives, yeah, but cucumber is just so interesting.
I like olives.
I figured out the only food I don't like,
Oh yeah.
and it's not even like I don't like it in stuff. I just don't like it by itself.
Yeah,
Those Kraft American cheese slices, the ones that come like prepackaged.
it
that
tastes
you-
like processed food.
I
There's processed food, but it
Yeah.
tastes like fake.
the idea of like eating that by itself makes me gag.
I can see that for sure.
I don't, it's just,
What about in other preparations, as opposed to just eating
in
it by
a grilled
itself?
cheese sandwich? Like if it's melted, totally.
That's right. That's
fine.
exactly where I was getting.
Totally fine. Yeah.
So we'll get you one of them. We'll get me some uni.
No.
What are you getting?
These are all yellow things.
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers.
True.
What do you not like, Jessica?
I don't know. I'm not a big seafood person either. So anytime somebody will like give me something that's seafood, like raw seafood,
Yeah.
is it sashimi? I can't eat that because it tastes like fish. I don't want it to taste like the ocean.
I feel like
It depends on the bits you eat, I think.
some sashimi doesn't taste fishy at all, and I think that's if it's made properly.
Yeah, like some flavors like really like I feel like yellowtail.
Yeah, that's
It's always just like that doesn't taste like fish to me.
that's exactly what I was going to recommend. Like a hamachi, like a yellowtail
Yeah.
with like a little bit of like a sliver of a serrano pepper on it or something.
Okay.
yeah,
Or it's
that's
like
good.
like a bit of heat to it. Oh,
Yeah.
And honestly,
it's
the
like
salmon
new flavor.
sashimi depending, sometimes isn't very fishy tasting.
Yeah.
Same with
It's just
salmon. I know
fatty.
everyone loves salmon, but it tastes like fish to me. Maybe because it's not prepared.
Or maybe because it is
correctly.
fish. Yeah, maybe you're
It's
tasting.
fish.
Well,
It's fish.
also,
Maybe
I think
I'm sensitive to it.
lots of times salmon is smoked too, which is a
Okay.
different preparation.
Yeah.
And if depending on how you feel about smoked foods
Yeah.
might influence that.
I will try everything once though, but the thing that trips me up the most is the texture of it all. So if I tried that octopus moving thing, I know I'm like this is something I will only try once because it's in my brain and I can't get over it.
For the people coming into Austin for RTX this weekend, what would be one restaurant you would recommend to them? Do you have like a favorite Austin place? Do any of you guys have one?
Man. So I'm trying to think what's near the convention center, right?
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
something convenient down there in that area. And I don't eat in that area very
Same.
often. There's it's not super close, but there's a vegan Mexican trailer over on like East 12th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Called Nissi. That's really good. They have excellent beans and rice. I'm very picky about my
was gonna say
Mexican beans and rice,
And
and
they
they
do
do it good, and it's vegan, and it's fucking phenomenal. They have a brick and mortar that they just opened up off of 183, but they have a trailer over on the east side on East 12th.
We used to go to that Philly cheesesteak food truck many years ago. Does that still exist?
The Philly, Big Way South Philly. So
Way
they
South
had
Philly, yeah.
a brick and mortar on Burnett, which just closed.
Damn. Okay.
So I think they are gone now.
I have a complaint about someone on this podcast.
Should we guess who?
Yep.
It's probably me, but I'm going to say Jessica.
It is Jessica Vasami. Because she doesn't seem to like it when I listen to her podcast.
Why?
Well, it's weird. It's weird. Like if you were to tell me that you're listening to 30 more minutes, I'd be like, that's really sweet and so kind. But it's just like I know you guys, and it's really weird. You guys are also doing your own podcasts too. So
Well,
it
I
just
think that
feels
means
weird.
it's a good show.
Pitch your podcast.
Yeah.
Tell everyone.
30 morbid minutes.
30 morbid
baby.
minutes. Go
Yes.
listen.
Thanks,
What's it
Gavin.
about?
Thanks for that, Gavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 more minutes if you haven't listened to it yet. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts. I didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, nice.
No, I did do it
It's
on
very
purpose.
cute.
This is our little Curiosity Cabinet t-shirt. You can get it in black at the Rooster Teeth store as well. But yeah, if you haven't listened, it's me and Elise, and we talk about all weird and unknown, morbid, strange stuff. And we're just picking topics that we're both fascinated by, and then find some sort of morbid angle to it, which there usually is to a lot of these topics. But
You just put
we're
out a
on
little
season 2.
preview for the next season, right?
Yeah, we're on season 2. The first episode of season 2 was Death at Disney Parks, which that was a really morbid podcast because it's the happiest place on earth, and death has happened there.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
No.
you gotta listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, they take people off property, right?
Yep.
To
Which is
actually
bonkers.
officially pronounce them dead.
Yeah. And they'll keep resuscitating them,
Yeah.
even though
So is it
they
really hard to
passed.
die in there?
I think you just don't.
You just...
What if I fell
Well-
into a pit of cement and hardened into the ground?
That might be a little hard to argue against that. Yeah.
Yes.
Might be.
Yeah, that would be hard for sure. And then we went over a second episode that's out today for RT First members, is Vlad the Impaler, and if he was like the first vampire and where the first vampire came from. Vampires aren't real, or are they, Gus? So that was
Ideal
that
person.
one. Yeah, that one was a good one.
A question about this podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like assume anything about you, but I know we've talked about in the past how like we're pretty anxious people.
Yep. Sure.
Could be like kind of paranoid or like, you know. So do you find doing this kind of podcast has like helped you with those kinds of thoughts, or do you feel like it's almost like when you have a fear and you partake in something that relates to that fear and it makes it a little more normal or like less scary?
So to be completely honest, the only thing that really scares me is the demon stuff. And there was an episode we put out where we did talk about an exorcism. And the way that I approached that subject was, and this was, I guess, kind of my bad because I didn't really put too much emphasis on the other side, as in like the people that don't believe in this. So I was just talking from a place of like, this is what was happening to her. This is, you know, she went through all of this and this is what she was telling police and everybody involved. And I did definitely mention, like, hey, she went to a doctor and a psychologist and they made sure to run tests and she was of sound mind and all this other stuff. But the comments blew up and on the site, and they were basically talking about how, you know, you talked about this just from like somebody that does believe in this type of stuff and demons and all of that. And they're like, I don't believe in this stuff. So by you, it was confusing. And because when I was doing research for that episode, it legitimately did keep me up at night. And I slept with my lights on. And I hadn't talked about this stuff in a long time because I don't like to surround myself with that type of energy, because regardless of whether I'm religious or not, and I'm not religious, it's just still stuck inside me. And I think it's because it's paranormal and you can't see it or prove it. You don't really know.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh, there's always just that chance that something evil is out there. And it's not like somebody coming in and I can take a knife and like stab this person through the chest, you know?
Yeah.
And so by reading those comments though, it did make me feel a little bit better that like I can simply just choose not to believe in this, therefore not be scared of it anymore.
Interesting.
And it was really interesting to go through those comments and kind of like, because at first I was like, oh man, I feel super bad. I fucked up. I told Elise, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't talk about this certain subject from the side of like science, when we make sure to like debunk stuff and look at it from all sides, you know? And I didn't in this case because I let my own kind of
But also, you
thoughts
guys
get in.
aren't claiming to be experts on
We're
the
not,
subject, and you're
for
just
sure.
kind of talking about it from an interest
Exactly.
perspective.
But that's a really great question to ask, because I did after that take into consideration of like, I can just be like, no, I don't believe in this. No, I'm not afraid of this anymore, and then move on with my life.
So
But
you listen to it, Gav?
Well, not anymore.
Why not?
She's like, don't listen to it. It's weird.
It's weird. And even like my friends that don't work at Rooster Teeth, they say they listen to it, and that I can accept a little bit more. But I think you guys, it's just like strange. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
Jessica texted me the other day. I was like, it's weird when you text me and you're also talking in my ear at the same time. And you were
and
like,
then I was like,
hate
why
that.
are you listening to my podcast? It's weird. Stop it.
Gavin, you should keep listening to it.
Yeah,
Just
keep
don't tell
listening.
her.
You're being a good friend, and I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
I mean, this is going to be a weird question because everyone should listen to all the shows we make. But,
I know, yes,
But do you
that's true.
guys, like, is there a show that we make that you consume regularly?
RTAA. You saw me watching it earlier
Yeah.
today.
Mine was always open for a bit. It definitely was, because I don't know. I love getting into the juicy, like you guys talking about all different kinds of things, and I loved the cast that would come on.
Can you talk into your
Sorry.
damn
Thank you, Gavin.
microphone?
Sorry about
is
that.
Someone in chat
Oh,
said
sorry.
you were quiet.
Oh,
I'm here.
she has such a lovely voice.
Yeah.
It was funny. You bring up like people. It's weird when people like at work watch the stuff
Yeah.
you're making. Years ago when I would go to the animation studio to do like VO or something, and I'd be walking like through like everyone's desks and people were working. And every now and then I would see some people with Always Open up on their like second monitor, like watching it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, I'm
Yes,
so
it's-
embarrassed. Like,
yeah.
what kinks am I talking about on this
exactly,
episode?
exactly. It's weird for people at work, and also I love watching y'all's TikToks.
Oh, thank
and I
you.
even like will retweet them sometimes when I'm like, "This is hilarious."
I love getting a message from Jessica being like, this was so good.
I'm like such a big fan of you guys. So, yeah. What
fun
about you
stuff.
guys? What are you?
Yeah, RTAA.
Okay. What about you?
You also
Nothing.
watched Block Island as well.
Survive Block
now.
Island. All the episodes are out now. I'm actually super excited for our Survive Block Island panel. At
We have a
RTX.
reunion panel.
I
yeah.
have
I need to watch
I have
that.
stuff to talk about.
I'm sure you
Okay.
do.
Have you been bullshitted in the edit somehow?
I have stuff. I have concerns I need to air.
Oh my!
I have grievances that have gone unanswered.
I haven't seen it. The only thing I've heard is that like Barbara just fucking dominated. That's all. I
don't know. You'll have to watch
watch
to
and find
find out.
Okay.
We did certain things. But yeah, and season 2 is coming in September, which... Did little Gavin gonna be on?
Gavin, you gonna be on it?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, all right.
I think at first night at RTX, they're actually going to potentially have a little teaser for season 2.
Oh, really?
Ooh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, there's a reunion panel at RTX.
Okay.
And like,
I can't. That's gonna be fun too.
I screwed over a lot of people.
I love it. Yes,
on that
Barb.
show, and so I'm really nervous to be up there on a panel with
Yes.
everybody and have to
My
like,
beef is not with
get
you,
it.
Barbara.
It shouldn't be.
No.
Yeah. Who's it with?
Yeah, the people have to go to the panel and find out.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
What time is this panel at?
It is
What day?
Sunday, I believe.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up.
I want to say
Sunday at noon.
Noon.
Okay. I just want to go for the drama.
It's right before the Always Open panel,
Okay, perfect.
which is at 2:30.
Oh no, 30 more minutes panel is right before Always Open.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
And, they
Well,
might.
Okay.
Are you going to ban all your friends from that panel too?
Yeah, anybody that I know directly in the audience will be like, do not listen. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by DoorDash. What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe you want a home cooked favorite, but you don't feel like, going to the store, or you want something exciting and new, but it would be great to stay in tonight. I can relate to that. DoorDash connects you with everything you want, whenever and however you want it. DoorDash is easy to use, has pretty much everything I need to get me what I need when I'm on the go, or if I'm in a pinch and the tummy's rumbling. I got DoorDash on my side. They get what you want to eat right now, right to your door. Along with the restaurants that you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. You can get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Craving late night ice cream? Forget that one key ingredient for dinner, or maybe you just need to stock up for the week. It's all in their easy-to-use app. With over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, Cheesecake Factory. Ordering's easy, and your items will be left safely outside your door when you choose contactless delivery drop-off. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Rooster. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code Rooster. Don't forget, that's code Rooster for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change. Terms apply. This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Factor. It's getting hot out, and as the weather gets warmer, Factor can help you spend less time at home in the kitchen and more time enjoying the springtime with no cooking, grocery shopping, or dishes, plus the perfect health-conscious grab-and-go add-ons like smoothies and juices. Luckily, don't have to meal plan or prep. I can still eat well now that I have Factor to help me with my meals. Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen, prepared meals that are so delicious you wouldn't believe they're actually good for you. Are you looking to feel good for summer? Choose from Factor's Calorie Smart and Keto options with built-in portion control as a great tool to help you get fit for summer. Factor also now offers 30 meals per week where you can choose from a variety of new meals every week. On top of all that, Factor gives you the option to change it up and select any plan size between 4 to 18 meals per week. Busy schedule for both lunch and dinner? No worries. Add an extra 2, 3, even 4 meals to your order. Factor even knows my preferences. They offer vegan and veggie meals, keto meals, low-calorie options, cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, plant-based bars, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me fueled and focused all day long. That's a lot of stuff, right? Eating plant-based has never been so easy, and they're all really delicious. I've had quite a few of their vegan meals. They're awesome. They're so good. Anyway, head over to go.factor75.com/rooster120. Use code rooster120 to get $120 off. That's code rooster120 at go.factor75.com/rooster120 for $120 off. Thanks, Factor. This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. Do any of those sound familiar to you? I'm sure that sounds familiar to a lot of us. I'm sure we all know a lot of people dealing with burnout. I've been doing this job a long time, 19 years. I know all about burnout. It's that feeling when it's too hard to get out of bed, too much to start your day, the overwhelming dread you have associated with something that didn't make you feel the way, you felt before. It's hard. I've been there. I think a lot of us have been there. We associate burnout with work, but it's not the only cause. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life, but that's why we have therapy, right? Keeping these feelings bottled up isn't going to help anything. It's not going to solve your problem. You need to get help, talk to someone, and maybe check out therapy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Rooster Teeth podcast listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/rooster. That's betterhelp.com/rooster. Thanks, BetterHelp. One of my old neighbors, so I moved from that house years ago, texted me like last summer. It was like, hey, I was just randomly on a road trip to Colorado. I was looking for a podcast to listen to, and I found Black Box Down. So I listened to it on the whole way driving from Austin to Colorado and back. I was like, that's really weird.
That's kind of how I feel. I don't know why. It's just a strange thing. Like the people that you know and in your life, you're like, oh, thank you, because they know you.
Have you ever rewatched something you've made, but trying to do it with the perspective of someone else that you just found out watched it?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yes, I hate it too. I hate it
so
too.
cringe.
Last Laugh was awful. I hated
my
myself in
God.
Last Laugh, and I was like, I am never going to do that again.
Dude,
ever.
Watching like any RT podcast from like, I guess any RT podcast that I'm on, I just go like, oh my God, why did I say it that way? Or why wasn't I listening in this moment to respond this way?
Yeah.
So sometimes like I'll zone out when we're in the middle of a conversation and I'll ask a question that has already been addressed, like literally like a second later. And I feel like such an idiot, especially when I watch that back and I go, how did I not hear them just say
because
that?
they're so boring. That's probably why.
It happened. It happened a couple of weeks ago when we did the pre-tape in that other room.
Yeah,
and I remember you asked me. I had just explained something. Then you asked me
it was the Nutella, it was the hazelnut thing.
And I paused for a second, and I was like, "Is she fucking with me?"
Oh, that's
I think
great.
it's because like
That's
we
fucking
were talking
great.
about something else and like I wanted to look up the answer to
Right.
something that we were talking about on my phone.
Which happens.
Yeah.
Which I'm terrible at multitasking. Like
Same,
I'll just
same.
if I'm looking for an answer to something, I'll stop hearing things. And someone brought up hazelnuts and I was like, oh, Nutella uses a lot of hazelnuts. And you guys were like,
Yeah, to me, I always think I could do that, where I'm always like, let me just quickly Google that while I'm watching the thing. And my brain sort of like photoshops over the gap that I've missed. And I you feel like I feel like at the time I didn't miss anything. And then I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm like, yeah, I definitely didn't hear what they
That's right. I think everyone. It's like it's not a condemnation of anybody. I think nobody can multitask. I think every human being is incapable of doing two
I
things
agree.
at once
I think,
like that.
I think nobody can do it. And the people who think they can don't realize they can't.
Right.
Or they're just doing like a 50% job at both, and it's not great either
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I don't know. What about you, Gav? Is there anything you've watched that like you try to put yourself in the viewer's perspective? And like, how do you feel about that? Like, are you proud of your own stuff?
Yeah. So wait, mine
Yeah,
was
maybe like-
Last Laugh. Yours was
Last
what?
time. Just any RT podcast.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Any and all.
That's
Probably
this one.
some bleep face.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Like if I
I-
find out that someone I know listened to, X episode, I'll be like, I'll try and imagine like being them listening to it.
Oh, that's funny. That's one of the other like RT products I watch and consume. I don't listen to every single week, but I listen to Fuckface every now and then. I specifically made myself listen to the salad dressing or the dressing episode.
Yeah.
What happened in that one?
It was just very spicy. Very spicy episode. Or no, the condiment one.
The condiment one is, it's the one that
Basically-
nearly caused Jeff to quit the podcast.
Each one of them had to essentially come up with their own condiment. And,
Oh no.
and Jeff's condiment was a full meal. Like it was.
Be careful how you address this. It's still, it's a touchy subject.
It
amongst
is. I found that out the hard way by
bleep
bringing
face.
it up to him, and he was just angry.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Meg's done the same thing. And
Yeah.
I'm just- like we'll be out at dinner and she'll be like you did with the condiments, right? And I'm like,
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really fun podcast to listen to.
Okay.
I haven't
I've
listened
heard.
to Anma yet.
We just wrapped up our 8th episode. Just came out yesterday/today, and then we're going like on a 2-week break, and then we'll be back with new ones.
Oh,
It's
nice.
been-
yeah, I've listened to the first 2 so far.
It's been an interesting retelling.
Yeah.
An interesting retrospective on
Are you enjoying it?
on stuff we've been through. Yeah, I think it's fun to talk about now with so much distance on the events and like trying to
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like having more perspective on it and being able to like hopefully objectively look at it.
I think Gus holds the record at the company for being in the most podcasts we make.
I think so.
Because you do RT Podcast, Tales from the Stinky Dragon, Anma, Black Box Down,
Those are the 4 that I consider.
your main.
Yeah, that I could do a lot of work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're in other stuff?
I can't think
is
of them
that
off the top of my head. That's why
I guess Jeff
I
is
don't think
in
so.
Fuckface, Annual Pass, Anma. Is that
I think
it?
that's it.
So
been on
he's
my
right
level.
behind you.
Yeah, I like Anma because it's still. It reminds me of like being a teenager fan, where it's
Yeah.
like this was the kind of thing I was listening to,
Yeah,
except in like.
But don't stop
the
listening to
audio.
the RT Podcast and a replacement.
in episode 8 of Anma, I started telling a story in episode 7 and I forgot and lost track of it. Then I remembered. Then when we did episode 8, I like went back, I circled back and like finished the story. And it involved me like emailing the short version. Listen to Anma if you want to hear the whole story. The short version is when I was like 15, I sent an email to Bungie, the video game developer, because I found like a bug in one of their games. I wanted to confirm it, and someone wrote me back. And like I'd always remembered that name, and it like inspired me. Like being so young, like wow, you can contact anybody on the internet, and they'll reply to you. And then like 30 years later, I walked into a meeting here in Austin at a video game developer, and that dude walked in the door. He introduced
way.
himself, and I was like, I remember you. I was like, did you used to work at Bungie? Because you answered an email I sent when I was like 15 years old.
Oh my God.
And he was like, yeah, I used to answer the customer service emails back then. And I was like, that's crazy. Well, anyway, like I told that
so
story
cute.
on episode 8 of Anima, and someone here at Rooster Teeth texted me earlier today and was like, that person was like, it was great hearing you tell that story on Anima, because when I was 14, I emailed Rooster Teeth asking a question about Halo, and you responded.
And now they work here?
Yeah, now they work here. I was like, I had no idea that. I don't remember you sending that email. I
Speaking
answered one
also
email back then.
too of that, I was looking at the Always Open email to pull some questions for RTX that we're going to be answering. And there was someone who had written an email in this week who left a voicemail for us 2 or 3 years ago that we answered on the show, basically saying like they were in college and like they felt like they had a hard time making friends and like they have social anxiety and blah, 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 blah. He emailed back and he was like, I just wanted to update you. I'm now like married. I'm happier than ever. I have kids. Like, and I really took y'all's advice to heart and like actually followed through. And
Wow.
like, it really like changed my perspective and it changed my life. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Whenever
they-
we get follow-ups
I
to
love
stuff
that.
like that, it's always the coolest thing.
That's those type of emails just kind of remind you. You're
You were
like,
on the
this is
show.
why. What? Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was you and Tyler.
That's one of my favorites. Seriously, of like, oh wow, we got to like help somebody in
Yeah.
some
So
way.
wholesome.
It really is. It just kind of reminds
like
you
you
like
helped
why
that
you do it.
employee.
Yeah.
Answering his Halo question.
Yeah.
I think taking over the video screen on my first Always Open was one of my favorite things.
God,
That was
so
great.
good.
That was so great.
I still,
And you had no idea.
to this day, there was so much confusion because they were messing around with that video screen for a while. And I was like, oh, is there a problem with the file or like what's going on? And then it was working. And then mid-show, all of a sudden, I see Gavin. But for some reason in my head, I thought they had like mixed 2 video loops and like had ours and somehow like a video of Gavin from a green screen that they somehow intertwined, not realizing Gavin actually went downtown, found the exact spot that we had the video loop from and filmed himself. And like the second that clicked, I was like, what the
That is
fuck?
dedication, Gavin. That
Did,
was.
did you have to pull up an episode on your phone for the framing
I
to
was
like
trying to
line
figure
it
out where
up?
to put my tripod.
But also like, I cannot think of a bigger compliment.
I know. That's such a. It's also so flattering.
Yes.
I feel like
Let
I
someone
love
go to that trouble.
Yep.
I love doing stuff like that where it's like lots of effort for like a tiny little payoff, but it's like it's a really good payoff.
Yeah.
I also like it when I can when I've worked with someone so long I can predict their exact move, and I did that once with Jack in Awu where I deliberately spelled his name wrong on a sign.
I love that clip so much.
And then on the back I'd written
well, because he sees it.
yeah, he goes, you spelled it wrong. And I flip it over and it says, no, I didn't.
No, I
Because I
didn't,
knew
yeah.
he would I know how fussy he is with the spelling of his name. And I just like that you get into those modes where people where it's like, I know exactly what this person will do. And that's
Trevor-
probably my favorite Awu
Years
moment.
of friendship right there.
Yeah, I assume you guys have that with like your respective partners that you could almost like predict their reaction or what they would say to something. So whenever like Trevor and I are getting ready for bed, we usually will like get ready for bed in the bathroom, and then like the last person done will turn off the light and close the doors. And he knows every time I'm finished up in the bathroom, and I don't know if he's gotten ready yet, I'll ask, y'all done in here? And so I literally was coming through the bathroom, and I went, and he went, you done in there? And I was like, you knew exactly what I was saying. Or like he was like saying yes as I was saying that.
Yes.
It
That
was
is.
just
Yeah.
cute.
It's funny.
But you guys probably have that too. I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
I think you spend enough time with someone, you
For
know,
sure.
like how they're going to move, what they're going to
Yep.
say, the
Yep.
reactions. Just comes from
Literally, it happened to me this morning where we have 2 bathrooms in our house. And I was in the bathroom. I was in the master bathroom, and I was going to the bathroom, and I left the door open to the bathroom and then to the bedroom as well.
Poo-poo,
you have
pee-pee.
to. I forgot one of them.
One of them.
obviously. So yeah, one of the 2. And The master bedroom door was open, and then the bathroom door was open also, and I heard him come out of the office, and I was like, he's gonna look for me. I just know he's looking for me, and so I was just like sitting there, just waiting, because I was like, I'm gonna have to shut the door. I don't want to shut the door right now because I'm just like on the toilet, but I'm gonna have to shut the door. And I hear him moving around, and I was like, he's coming. I just know he's going to come. Lo and behold, walks right in. Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I'm in the fucking toilet. Damn it! I was like, I should have just shut the
That's
door.
on you
but
for
I just
not
knew.
closing the door. That's on
Totally.
you.
But I just knew he was gonna come out, and he like is gonna look for me. That's just like what he does. Like when we've been in our offices for a long time. I'm sure maybe you and Trevor, you just kind of like go look for the other person after you've done whatever you need to do for like a long period of time. You're like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Yep.
And
I'm like,
that's
I just
what
want to
happened.
look at your face. Okay,
Yeah,
now I'm
you
gonna
just
go
like
back.
can have hug. Yeah, just like
Along the lines of your always open prank, Gavin, right before we did this podcast, Blaine and Chris were over in our office doing like a video interview. And you saw me do this. I don't know if you realize what I was doing, though, Barbara.
Oh, I don't know.
Our office is laid out in such a way where the way that they were doing this video, there's a door right next to them. But there's another door you can enter from the other side of the office. So I just kept doing circles. So from the perspective of the people they were doing an interview with, I just kept walking from one side to the other. And it was like, I would run down the hall and come back in the other door. And I just kept making loops behind Blaine and
That's
Chris.
great.
I don't know that anybody noticed it, but I must have gone like 5 times
Oh my
around,
God.
just constantly going from the same
I
direction.
like to
and
think
leaving.
one of the interviewers was probably thinking it. They're just like, how is he doing it? But they
And why is he panting every time?
It is really funny because when they started that interview, Blaine like jokingly yelled at John. He's like, "Hey, John, be quiet over there."
Yeah.
But one of the interviewers apparently went like, "Oh." They thought he was being serious, but it's like, you know, when Blaine does his like jokey yell at someone.
Yeah.
And so now
Yeah.
after the interview for like 10 minutes, he's like, I think she thought I was being serious, and I felt so bad.
Oh, that's great.
I love Blaine's yell. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny when people yell just in general, publicly.
He has a great scream.
He has a fantastic dream. Is that one TikTok?
Yeah, we did
Where I'm just like, I love
the
it.
New Year's Eve TikTok
Oh,
we
yeah.
made, which is still like I think one of our best performing videos.
Fantastic.
It's a great one.
It
And
really
I think
is.
it's solely because we have a Blaine cutoff scream at the
Yeah.
end. It just really
helps.
And I really like the sound of was it like a plastic cup
cup
bouncing on
falling,
the floor?
And that was Blaine too.
Silence.
Like he like made sure to knock it over on the take, so it would do like ting. ting
But it was
ting,
just
ting.
so relatable. It's just so exactly how we all feel. Just
Thank you. I came up with that and edited it myself.
perfect. It's so
Yay.
good. So good.
You come up with some good shit. You're
You
very
really
like
do.
You're a very like top of Reddit person with
you
your
are.
ideas.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
with your boxes.
My boxes, the plotting boxes.
What is this?
I think it's because I spent so
box?
much time. But back in 2013, maybe. This
Maybe
is
12.
maybe even 2012. We had these like boxes that I think paper or something, some office supplies would come in,
I thought they were hard drives. or
and
something.
like
Yeah.
some of them were open, and so like the flaps were kind of like touching each other, but the back of the box looked like evil eyes, and so the way it was going, it almost looked like the boxes were like scheming, and there was 2 of them. So I took a picture and I was like, these boxes are definitely plotting something. There they are.
Barbara, yes.
And I posted that, and it like went everywhere on Reddit. But of course, I didn't like put my screen name on it or anything, so people were just using the image. and it
You've
just
told
went
me once
everywhere.
before that sometimes you don't feel like you are creative. I feel like you are extremely creative.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and hilarious.
It definitely comes and goes. It's a muscle you have to.
I mean, yeah,
work.
there's such thing as being creatively fatigued. Like, how can you just be like pulling out bangers left
All
and
the
right all the
time,
time?
yeah.
Well,
That's
it's
just
tough
not.
with our like STF. Like that's our primary content now is social
Yeah.
video, and so like
It's the new
especially
work-
having to make a lot per week. It's like okay, what ideas do we like? What do we want to write about, or what do we want to make? And it could be a little fatiguing for sure,
Absolutely.
but it's also fun.
Well, so there's also so few of us
Yeah.
working there, so it's like you really got to come up with stuff. And I feel guilty. It's like you said, I've got these 4 podcasts I'm working on, so it's like
I was about to ask, like,
coming up-
Gus, what have you contributed?
coming up with TikTok ideas is like I might have one every now and then that I can chip in, but it's normally like I've got all this other shit I'm looking at all
Yeah.
the time.
There's actually a really funny one you wrote that hasn't come out yet about murder podcasts.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I forgot about
It
that.
hasn't come out? Okay.
Yeah,
was like,
and I
wanna
think
know
we
about
actually
it.
had Elise do the VO for it.
Did she?
yeah.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be someone listening to like a murder podcast, and I think like someone was talking to her, and they're like,
Why
"Hey,
didn't you get Jessica to do it?
I mean,
Elise she's better in every
you
way.
guys are both wonderful.
No.
You guys are both.
It's okay. I'm not
Fabulous.
offended.
I filmed a video with Elise when I was at Funhouse last week, where we were
I
doing.
think I know which one it is.
Yeah, we
Is
were
it
doing
been
our
released
makeup
yet?
together.
Oh,
no,
no,
Oh,
okay.
yours has.
Well, mine, but like the official new
No.
show of it. Okay, cool.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're working on potentially a new show. There was an episode that we released many years ago
just out of the blue.
with Jessica and Elise, who were just hanging out doing their makeup and just
Just
talking.
talking to camera, like our dirty makeup bags. This was not like we're putting together a plethora of beautiful makeup. It's just like our nasty, dirty makeup bags. This is how we do our makeup.
And so I filmed an episode with Elise, and I know there's some other episodes that have been filmed, and they're trying to like figure out what the plan is for them
Yeah.
and like where they want to put them and all that stuff. But it's really nice to just like hang out and chat.
It is, and also you put up. I think it was just an Instagram reel or a TikTok of like your nighttime skincare routine with your humidifier and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like I watched it a couple times. I just like watching it.
Those
Not in a
videos are
weird
very
way.
calming to me.
Yes, but
Is
I'm
it
just like
very ASMR
this is fascin-
style?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fascinating. No.
It's just so Elise is so cute because I brought like my good makeup to like use for filming that, and Elise had her like normal makeup bag, and at one point
She's so she's
I'm using
trash.
my setting spray, and she takes out this tiny little like it looks like one of those perfume samples, and she starts spraying it on her face too. She was doing everything I was doing without me knowing. It was hilarious.
She would,
But it was like it's also a setting spray. It was like this.
like a little travel size or
Yeah.
something.
She's very cute.
she's a trash panda. I love her though.
You mentioned Blaine a little earlier, and it makes me think I had such a dumb interaction with him a little while ago, right before we came out.
Most interactions are done
Yeah.
with him.
We were talking. Oh, we were talking about something in the office, and then he turns around and says, "Yeah, it's like that Seinfeld episode where they try to see who can go the longest without learning what the Super Bowl score was." And I was like, "What?" Because yeah, you know that Seinfeld episode where they all make a bet to see who can go the longest without learning who won the Super Bowl. I was like,
What?
Blaine, what are you talking about?
In-
He's like, you know the Seinfeld episode where they all make a bet who can go the longest without learning the score of the Super Bowl. I was like, there's no Seinfeld episode like that. He's like, you're fucking with me. He's like, you're fucking with me. I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to prove you wrong. I was like, okay. He looked it up. He's like, okay, yeah, I must be thinking of a different show.
What show
This is like an alternate universe.
I don't know. It's like, that doesn't even sound like a Seinfeld
Fucking
episode to me.
multiverse just came into play right there.
This makes
Wow.
me want to gaslight Blaine more. Like I
Dude,
think
it's one of my favorite
I
things.
think from now
so
on,
fun.
anytime he insists that something exists, we should all just be like, "What? What are you
That's
talking-"
great.
Isn't there a How I Met Your Mother where he's like got goggles on and he's trying to like pick up food without
No, that's
seeing
another
the-
show.
I know that's another show. What do you mean?
All right.
She was trying.
She's trying.
She tried.
Oh.
To gaslight you.
Did I immediately just ignore the
What do you mean that's another show?
Sure did. You sure did. Yeah, you got me.
I don't know. How I Met Your Mother, where he's wearing goggles. Who? The main guy or Barney or whatever?
I never watched it.
Main guy. I didn't really watch either. I just
Ted?
Yeah, and then he's got like.
They're saying. Sorry. No, they're saying that's.
Oh,
how I
is
met-
that How I Met? Yeah. So they.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're doing a bet. I think they're just trying not to. They're trying to all like watch it together, independently without finding out. You watched that show? I never even watched it.
I watched that show, but it was a long time ago. Like, I don't remember the specific episodes. The only, like, episodes I remember are Simpsons and Friends, because I've watched those series so many times over and over again. So, like, with How I Met Your Mother, I think I watched that series one time through.
Yeah, I think
It
I
was
watched.
enjoyable.
I watched Meg watch it all the way through. She'd already seen it, and I'd like dip in and out. And I remember not having a problem with the end, which I know
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
didn't
people did.
really have an issue with the end.
Someone wrote that Blaine has really great gaslight
Gaslightability.
ability.
He does. It's because he'll be like, "No, man, like,
It's because he's unsure of himself,
right.
and you can like
Cute.
exploit that.
He's so cute. Yeah.
I've been-
Exploit that. Let's exploit our friend.
for fun. I've been rewatching The Simpsons again, and for some reason this time I've been rewatching it with the subtitles on.
I've been watching everything with subtitles, which is a big thing right
I
now.
watch lots of things.
Yeah,
It really
it's a
helps.
sub-
With
it's a
It's a
subtitles.
big thing right now.
Well, it's a big thing because like sorry to cut you
No,
off,
no, go
but real quick, somebody had mentioned about how like the cinema is different these days ever since post-COVID, and now everybody's watching things with subtitles on because they can't focus. They can't focus on it. They're usually like on their phone at some point, so it's easier to like look up, and sometimes you can't hear as well because they're talking about how sound design isn't the best anymore.
Sound mix is awful now.
Yeah, exactly. There have been times where I'm like, they are whispering and I cannot hear it. I have to rewind it and I still can't hear it. I'm just like, I'm putting subtitles on. And I do watch most everything with
I
subtitles
watch
now.
lots of. That's one of the reasons I'm rewatching The Simpsons with subtitles on. Is
Yeah.
all my like it's on by default now. I watch.
I wish.
everything.
Same.
I wish it wasn't always on though. I wish there was a button on a remote that just said like, "Huh," and it skips back 15 seconds, replays it with subtitles, and
I
they go
think
off.
if you have
feel like that would be more annoying
think
than
if
just
you
always
have-
having them on.
Why is that more annoying?
I think if you have an Apple
What if I made that
TV
sound every time?
and you ask Siri, what did they say? It'll rewind and turn subtitles on, just like you're describing.
Oh, and then it turns off again?
I think so.
Siri has built-in
I
her?
believe so.
That's great. I didn't know that.
If not, at least the Amazon services do, like Fire TV. But I believe Siri does it as well. But I was rewatching The Simpsons and I tweeted about this, and it got very little traction. This is a tweet for me. This wasn't for you. This was for me.
Just us.
But there was an episode where what the dialogue that was delivered was different than the subtitle.
Like differently phrased, or
I've
like
noticed
completely
that.
different.
Totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's extra weird for animation because you think that like they go through a process and
What
it's-
was
Yeah.
so
the line?
it's the episode where Bart and Lisa and Maggie are taken and put into foster care and the Flanders take care of them. If you remember early in the episode, they have lice and Bart was playing with that monkey that Milhouse had, and the line as it was originally delivered when the episode first aired was, "We found this monkey in a basket we bought at Pier 1." But Pier 1 complained, and so subsequently in reruns and on the DVD, the line is, "We found this monkey in a basket we bought at Trader Pete's." But since Pier 1 no longer exists, if you watch it streaming on Disney Plus now, they reverted the line back. The audio says, "We found this monkey in a basket we bought at Pier 1," but the subtitles say, "We found this monkey in a basket we bought at Trader Pete's."
Whoa.
Damn, that's so much effort to go back
is.
and unchange it.
Right.
I know. Why did they just keep
The
it as
true-
is?
No, I like that they did that because they had to like
They're like,
But that's
fuck
what I-
you,
that-
Tier
the will
One.
of
That-
Pier 1.
well, this is what I want. Like that's my big complaint with the way The Simpsons is shown on television nowadays.
Yeah.
Is it's impossible to watch it the way it aired. If you're watching on television, it's all 16:9 now, and jokes are cut to fit more commercials into the
I've
runtime.
noticed that too.
So it's like I'm glad that they're making the effort to get it as close to, if not the original air
Although
episode that you
you know
saw.
you could watch it on Disney Plus.
In Disney
the
Plus,
original...
you can toggle it to 4K.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, if you watch it on TV or any other platform, I think it's all like 16:9. But even then, on Disney Plus, you have to go out of your way to enable the 4:3
Yeah, you
setting.
do.
It's not a default.
Wait, when you say you're watching it on TV, what do you mean by that?
Like on cable.
I'm an old man. I still have cable.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking. Okay, wow.
Sometimes Gus sits down in front of the TV and just like sees
I look
what's
to see
on
what's on.
television.
How do you guys say TV?
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 Telly.
Because
What are you
like,
saying?
do you enunciate the like TV or TV? This is the same chocolate milk.
On TV.
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 TV. Fuck!
What? What?
I can't.
TV.
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 What's on TV tonight?
What's on TV? I feel like I'm saying them equally.
I think
50-50.
I've found there's a number of words and phrases that I say weirdly.
Is it because you're Canadian?
I don't know if it's maybe a Canadian accent thing or just like
Wrong. Weird.
or just like the way I said things growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
But like Mountain Dew,
The way you say
Mountain Dew.
because I enunciate the mountain.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. Ugh, I hate it.
Dew.
Is it raining?
It sounds like it's raining pretty hard
Yes,
outside.
I don't think it's rained in like 6 weeks.
It hasn't
I
rained in
know.
forever, and yesterday was the last 100-degree day for like a week and a half.
Thank
Oh,
God.
and just in time for RTX.
We lowered the temperature for you for RTX. It's
Although
not
it
going
might
to
be
be
nice
100.
and humid now.
I
with
heard the rain, and my brain immediately went into like cozy mode, and I'm like,
love
look
it.
at all of us here. Like we should watch a movie.
Gonna build a
together,"
fire.
and yeah.
I saw a question come up. I know we've like talked about certain hypotheticals on the podcast a lot, like what's the right size spoon or what's a regular spoon and the lasagna and all that stuff. I saw another one that I wanted to pose to you guys.
Oh,
Oh
God.
Christ!
Do you think there are more eyes or legs in the world?
Are we talking just humans, or are we talking?
No, just all eyes and legs. So there's bugs, there's
Oh,
fish,
oh,
It's
legs.
easily legs.
there's fish,
Legs. Because, yeah, easily legs.
but there's so
Think about how many
Many
bugs.
Some
there are.
bugs have so
Multiple
many
eyes.
legs.
And
some
multiple
bugs
eyes.
have more legs than a school of fish.
do they?
Yeah.
I
Think
guess
about
like
like millipedes. Yeah,
millipedes.
there's so many legs on
I
those
guess
things.
that's true.
And also,
But also, all those
even-
bugs also have two eyes.
Even caterpillars. Yeah, but
even like tiny shit, like the little
Yeah.
water bears have
Ants?
legs.
like I
Water
think
bears,
ants
you mean like inside of
account
the-
for
I know
like
what you're
such
talking
a
about.
large percent of
tardigrade.
biomass in
that's
general on Earth.
Yeah.
And they only
like the
have
oldest
2 eyes
living.
and 6 legs.
6 legs, right?
So you're like super positive.
wanna
Let me
talk
look how
tardigrades
many
later?
let's
ants
do
are
it.
in the world.
And look up how many fish too.
Okay. There's 1 quadrillion ants in the world.
That's quite a lot.
That's such a nice
That's the
round
number
number.
1 followed by 15 zeros. Or to put it another way, 1,000,000 billion. So
My God.
multiply that by 6. There are 6 million billion ant legs in the world.
Million billion.
How many fish are in the world?
Yeah, a lot of people saying legs.
We
You're
can't
probably
be
right.
counting compound eyes. That's just an eye, surely. Like a fly's eye has 2 eyes, right, with a bunch of eyes in them.
The best
Yeah.
estimate for fish is 3.5 trillion, which is an order less than quadrillion.
Okay, this quadrillion, bajillion,
It's
bajillion,
just- it's
cajillion
numbers I
is
don't
confusing
understand.
me.
But you guys have also heard. I think we've talked about it on the podcast briefly. But if there's more wheels or doors in the world,
Yeah.
More wheels or doors?
more wheels.
Oh,
or
have you not heard this?
Probably
Oh, God.
no.
Well, it must be doors.
I thought wheels at first.
Because cars have doors and wheels, but buildings
Funny,
have
everyone thinks
doors.
of cars immediately.
But I mean, vehicles have both, but buildings have just one.
But then you think
What-
about like boats.
what about
Boats
over there?
have doors.
all these.
Look at all
wheels.
those
And
wheels
have
on
no
all
wheels.
those.
Oh, we're counting those wheels?
These are all wheels.
Look at all the wheels everywhere, and there's only one door for this room.
Anytime
like-
there's like something where it's like a crank, it has like a wheel thing.
Airplanes have wheels and doors.
Yes.
Is a door,
Are we gonna
is
get?
a hole a door?
Does it
No,
have?
this has an opening.
No,
and
I would
close.
say it's something that could open and close. So
But
like
if it's a door
cabinet,
frame
a
without-
cabinet's a door.
No, it has to open and close.
Right.
That's what a door is, Gavin. As open close.
But if you got into a bedroom through the, but it didn't have a,
That's not a door.
It's a
but
doorway.
you still went in.
It did. Yeah.
It's an entry.
entryway.
Yeah.
Not a door. But then also like if in your
I know you're
kitchen,
smarter than this. You can work. You can do it.
in your kitchen you have cabinet doors. That's a door.
Damn. Yeah, that's true. There's cabinet doors.
We got wheels on your
There's
fridge.
doors everywhere. But
What
there's-
came first, the wheel or the door?
Probably
The door.
door.
I would say the door.
Yes,
know.
the door.
So-
But I don't know if it was called a door. Like you're thinking about like ancient civilizations whenever they before the wheel.
I guess
Is-
if you're
They-
putting up something to close off a shelter.
Yeah.
Is a rug hanging a door? Is a bunch of beads a door?
Doors were invented in 3000 BC.
And
Wheels were invented in the 4th millennium BC.
Wow.
So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what those mean.
It's about the same.
I'm like, oh,
What didn't you know?
crazy. What the difference of time that is. Like 3000
Both were
BC,
BC.
and the fourth
So
millennium.
the
3000s.
wheel was 3300, sometime between 3300 and 4500 BC.
BC. Okay.
The door was 3000 BC.
But wait a minute. I have a question about the BC thing.
Wait, you changed it.
Isn't it,
Did I see it wrong? Bo?
doesn't time go like,
Yeah.
wouldn't 4000 BC be further than 3000
Further
BC?
back.
Yeah. You
Yes,
said-
I'm saying the
okay.
wheel might have been first.
Say
Okay.
the numbers again.
The wheel was between 3300 and 4500 BC.
Okay.
The door was approximately 3000 BC.
Okay, so then
So the-
potentially the
the
wheel.
wheel.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
idiots invented a wheel before a door?
What? That's super weird. I wouldn't have thought that though.
Look, which
You're
one
like, oh,
were
we got
you?
all these holes in our house. We don't know how to fill them,
Yeah.
but we can put stuff on a wheel. And
Yeah.
It's like they're being an argument. Like, right, we're trying to reinvent the door here.
I
Let's
guess
go
it's like maybe they didn't call the door a door. Like maybe a functioned as a door, but they didn't like
Yeah.
constitute it
Yeah.
as something. I don't
We
know.
could just talk about the word, though. I mean, that could apply to the wheel.
door.
Could have been the roundy block.
Door.
Back in caveman days, they
Yeah,
didn't know
where
how
they
to
would just
speak,
go,
so they were just like making noises and pointing. That's what I meant by that.
I still do the same thing.
Yeah.
So in 3000 BC, wooden doors were used in Europe, and in 2000 BC, stone doors became used in Asia.
Stone door? That's asking for trouble.
Well, that's how Jesus Christ was resurrected.
Oh, yeah. 2,000 years after they were invented.
Was that door or like just a big rock?
Well,
Is a ball and a hole a door?
What did you say? Your accent confused me.
What?
yeah. Is a
bowl?
ball in a hole a door?
Yeah, honestly, I thought I was the only one that was like, is a bowl in a hole what?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Is rolling a big ball in front of a big hole the same as closed?
You're making it worse. You're doing that on purpose.
No, I'm not. What do you mean? What are you talking
Is it
about?
rolling?
Rolling a bowl in front of a hole.
Ball! A ball! You throw a ball!
Ball.
Not a ball!
A ball.
ball.
A
you
round.
just-
I'm not saying cool, I'm
say
saying
this?
cool.
Okay, so a ball.
Still remember that one.
A ball in a hole. Is it a door?
A ball.
Ball.
I've worked here 10 years.
Are we spelling
know.
it BALL?
I had no problem most of the time.
Right, let me say it how it's spelled. A bowl in front of a door.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
A ball.
Yep.
A ball in front of a hole. What?
You said it with a funny
it a-
look, though.
is it a
like you
door?
didn't understand. What? What's the question?
Well, no,
What?
you asked
You
us a
tell
question. Yeah,
You tell us what
Yeah.
your question
A ball in a hole. Is it a door? I think it could be. Yes. I'm
is.
going
So
to say
like,
yes.
if you had like a hole in the like a little divot in the ground, and there was a ball there blocking an entryway.
Like, what if you lived in an underground cave and you had to get in the ladder and climb down and you rolled a ball over
Yeah.
the entry?
Feels
I would consider that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
feels very cumbersome and unnecessary. But
So a door
like
don't
secure.
need an inch.
a door don't need an inch.
You're
Lay
making
the
you're,
hinge.
Now
you're
I'm
just
doing it on
trying. You're
purpose.
doing it on
Yeah.
purpose.
Wait, can you speak more British than you
Yeah, I would
already
like that.
speak?
Yeah, I already have to
Okay, so like put on an
translate
accent.
every time on a what?
Will you put more of a British accent on right now?
Pretend you're with your chums.
What?
For Gavin's birthday, I specifically named myself. Was it Chum?
Or chuff or something?
Chuff. That was it. So I wanted to make him feel more at home.
A laser tag.
Yeah,
That's very sweet.
Laser.
Chum.
that was fun. We should go play laser
That's
tag.
So that's what you call your friends? That's what friends are called?
Chums?
Chums.
Isn't like if you're chummy with someone, it's like you're friendly with them.
Yeah, but you did chuff.
I did chuff.
Which
So-
is like I'm chuffed, like I'm happy, or you take it up the chuff.
Okay, I did not know that one. I knew the first one, not the
Okay.
second one.
Alrighty.
And you were a small wife,
I was small wife because Eric's small wife picked birthday boy.
birthday boy.
Yeah.
In chat, Male Bulgia asks, "A manhole cover is a door to the underground."
Whoa.
See, now we're getting into like, is a hatch a door?
I think a hatch
Yeah.
is a door.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then, like, I'm sure other things could be counted as wheels.
Well, a hatch is the shape of a wheel. Is a door a wheel?
A door.
Oh, wow.
Is that
Some
the name of this
doors
podcast?
might
Is a
be
door
able
a wheel?
to be used as wheels.
Can a wheel be a door?
Can a
Can a
wheel?
wheel be a door?
Yes.
Yeah.
But can a
Well-
door be a wheel?
Yes. Can a door be a wheel? Yeah.
If a wheel could be a door could be a
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
Could legs be eyes? Or could eyes be legs?
You really had me
man.
thinking for a second. Like, wait a minute.
I
What am I
did
thinking
think of
about?
that. I was like, wait a minute. I did. Yep.
I
no.
just love those thought-provoking questions.
Same here.
They're always fun to
Same
think.
here.
And I love the debates that happen.
Yes.
But you guys are definitely right. There's more legs. There's got to be.
Yeah.
Gotta
I mean,
be
we
way more
got
legs.
like 3 weeks out of spoons back in the day.
We did.
But there are
And lasagna.
the only creature you have helping you out in the eye debate is spiders. But even they're net even legs
Well,
and eyes.
They
Could
do,
you,
yeah.
Could
That's
you
my
look up
first
how
thought.
many fish there are? Because have you heard of
yeah,
this?
3.5 trillion.
3.5 trillion?
Yeah.
Oh, that's way less than.
Did you do that thing again where you didn't listen?
Yeah, I did. I think it's because I thought you said there was 3-point-something trillion of something else. I didn't
No,
realize. you were saying
3.5 trillion fish, which is like way less than the quadrillion.
Which is weird because I wasn't even on my phone this time. I
loved it. Did you do that thing where you just
it's-
didn't listen?
Well,
Yeah.
it's just like I said
Yeah, I did.
when I talked about the quadrillion. It's like it's just a number that's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
because it's like so big. It's like you hear it, and you're like, I have no frame of reference. Like that's not going to stick.
Have you heard of this thing that exists in the ocean? It's like a wall of fish that is so incredibly dense. It like supposedly makes up 90% of the actual fish population in this.
Is there
one.
a door in it?
There's no door in it.
Can you swim through it?
No, it's like
It's just packed.
insanely dense.
And they're
So-
not like up against anything. It's just
It just
in the
exists
middle
in the
of
ocean,
the water.
and
It's
they're all
just
together.
a block of fish.
I forget what it's called,
what is
but
it?
I did hear about
And it has
The
90%.
Mesopelagic zone. Mesopelagic zone.
Is it just like a bunch of fish just swam together and then just didn't know the way out?
They're just all together.
They're just
I don't know
together.
why, but I forget what it's called. Maybe someone in chat might.
I told you what it was.
It-
Mesopelagic zone.
You seem very unsure of yourself.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Mesopelagic zone.
Barbara, why won't you just listen to Gus?
It's because it doesn't sound like the thing I heard. So maybe I thought it was wrong.
Did you ever see that footage of all the fish laying eggs on the same thing? And they're like jizzing each other to death with eggs?
No.
No, Gavin.
Kissing each other. to
Yeah,
death?
that's like,
Why did you watch it?
it was like some nature
Curiosity.
show. But it was like this, I think it was some driftwood and they're like laying eggs into it and all the male fish like shoot a bunch of jizz all into the eggs and they're just trying to fertilize and then fish are getting in there to jizz and they get jizzed on and they get pasted in. It's a big jizz ball.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. They just want to fuck.
That's a different wall of fish.
Yeah.
and I don't think it's the Mesopo.
That's a bunch of sea men.
Always so good.
I can't read about this.
Try and find the
fish stuff.
Try and find the
Fish
big.
stuff.
then.
Just some fish
Try and
stuff.
find the fish jizz ball.
I know. I don't want to look at that.
Why not?
Fish jizz ball.
I'm good. I
Wall of fish.
Okay.
while Barbara looks that up, I watched a video the other day. You know, there's that guy who tries to fuck with scammers who call and pretend to be like tech support.
I love that stuff. Anytime I get a call from a scammer, I love fucking with them.
Well, this guy, you know, he sets up like dummy computers for them to connect to and like leads them on forever. He set up a Windows 3.1 computer for them to connect to.
Perfect.
And then just like kept them on the phone for hours to the point where it's like they don't know what they're looking at. It's like this old ass shit. And he had like this old granny sounding voice. It's like, yeah, I bought this computer 28 years ago.
That's
Are
great.
you talking some Kit Boga?
Yeah, Voga. So good. Did you find your anyway, go watch it.
Yeah, it's basically there's a wall of fish and it's more of a floor, but it's the point is it's in the ocean and it's insanely dense.
What's it called?
I don't think there's an actual name to it. But apparently it's so dense that scientists didn't even originally realize it was fish. That's how
This is
thick it was.
bonkers. What?
It's suspicious because it's a wall / ceiling / floor, depending on how it's shaped, but also it's constantly in motion because it's fish moving around the
Is this
ocean.
another like weird multiverse? Something's amiss.
It also
it's like a
apparently
portal.
warps sonar, meaning that it's undetectable to any sound navigation technology.
Yeah, this is like some weird shit going on. That's what?
Yeah, Mesopelagic zone.
I don't know. You don't sound very confident.
I know. It's in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it's just crazy to me.
Is there video of it?
I don't think there is.
From what I can tell, it seems to me, and I haven't watched the TikTok, so I don't know what they talk about, but it seems like it's a zone of the ocean that's like the optimal density and sunlight penetration, where it's just like that's just where the bulk of all fish live. Is from what I gathered from my 15-second perusal of.
So you're saying
of
that
the
there's
topic.
sunlight there, or there's no sunlight
There
there?
is sunlight, but like
Oh,
very
I
little,
see.
and
Okay.
it's just like the zone of the ocean where just a fuck ton of fish live.
It's just
Okay.
a fuck ton. And a lot of semen too, probably.
A lot of semen.
I'll find the video and I'll send it to you because it's actually quite interesting.
I want to see that too.
But also, like, man, because there's like that fear that people have of like
Yep.
the ocean and
I
just
have that. Yeah.
which is totally understandable. I wonder if hearing about that would like creep someone out.
I think it would. I don't want to visit that fish. Brick
Sounds like
wall.
it could be morbid.
Sounds pretty. Unless maybe if they were like attacking people, or like if you got close to it, they'd like snatch you up and like you never return.
And you're just a part of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some weird
You just get absorbed
Yeah.
into the fish wall.
Then
Yeah.
you become fish too.
Whoa.
Circle of life.
Fish all friends.
I'm just gonna
not
make it
food.
up and just spout a bunch of nonsense on the podcast and tell everyone this is
No,
real.
no, that podcast is taken.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Cut it
one.
out. Yeah.
It's the RT podcast, baby.
That's our job. I started the new season of Westworld started last night. I don't know if anybody else watches it.
No,
I do.
because I have thoughts on it.
I rewatched season 3 over the last week, getting ready for the new season. And the first episode of season 4 came out, and I was like, what? It's like, it just introduces a lot of questions and leaves a lot of things very open-ended. Well, season 3 already ended like on a super big, wide open, like, what can happen from here?
Yeah.
And then season 4 picks up, you're like, what about all the stuff that just happened?
Oh, weird.
Like, they do, it's not, I mean, they address it immediately in the new episode, but it's like they do a time skip where time has passed. And you're like, oh, okay, like everyone's just cool with this? Okay. What? I thought these people were dead. They're not dead. Okay.
It's always somewhat disappointing when that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
You're
fair,
like, I wanna see what
that show had massive time skips in the first season. They were just hidden.
Right. But in this one, they're very clearly like, this much time has passed. Oh, why are you still worried about that? That was so many years ago. Like, it's very clear.
Yeah, sweeping that under the rug.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, I really like that show. Apparently
you
Jessica doesn't like
Well,
it.
no. Did you like season 2?
Season 2 is probably the weakest of the 3, I thought.
That's where I fell off. I loved
fell off
season
too.
1. Loved it.
Speaking of like time skips, I think the big problem with season 2 was it was told so disjointedly from a timeline perspective.
100%.
That it was too confusing for too long.
Yeah.
I think watching it week to week when it came out was probably not the best experience at the time.
Yeah.
I think now that it's all out and you can easily binge through it and watch it all, much better to digest
go
it that way.
back to
Because
it.
like watching it week to week, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Just
Yeah.
because it was like, it wasn't telling you. It just kept skipping in time,
Yep.
early, later, in the middle. You're like, I have no idea. This doesn't make
that's
any
not the
sense.
first time that's ever happened in film and TV, but the way they did it just didn't keep the audience on board.
They knew you had an unreliable narrator to begin with in season
Yes.
2. And then on top of that, they added this like timeline that didn't make sense. So it was just like confusing on top of confusing
Yeah.
that didn't, it was very hard to gel it together.
Yeah.
I still liked season 2 and I thought it was good, but I could see why it's very easy to fall off at that point.
Yeah,
But
I haven't watched it
all
since season 2 was out, and there's no way I could just start season 3. I want to watch the whole thing again, I think.
no, I think you'd be okay.
Honestly, season 3 is so different
Yeah.
that you might be able to watch a recap of season 1 and 2 and be okay.
Yeah, I think you go watch a recap, maybe watch the last episode of season 2, and you'd be
Yeah.
fine jumping into season 3.
You say also that for Stranger Things, are you guys rewatching all the seasons before you do season 4? Or like
Yeah, that's what we did.
It's so
That's
good. I love
season
Stranger Things. It's a good
season-
rewatch. We watched every episode and then watched
Yeah.
first half.
They lost me in season 2
Really? Okay, I get that.
when 11 went to hang out with when she did like her runaway thing
Yeah.
and went to hang out with those other kids.
That's
No, I
by
get
far the worst episode.
It is.
Just because of
Yeah.
all the like
Yeah,
weird
no, that's
stereotypical
awful.
characters.
I think I
Yeah.
turned it off and I was like, all right,
No.
done with Stranger Things.
Yeah,
But then in comparison to this newest season, season 4, which is just phenomenal.
it is.
Although they're changing a lot of, I feel like they're retconning a lot of stuff.
You think so? You probably can't get into it because of spoilers.
Well, I
but
just feel like the whole point of that stupid episode where she finds the other one is that they all have different abilities. Because the other one can like make people see shit and like
yeah.
it's not real. And then in this season, everyone's got the same power. Everyone's got like the
So you wanted her
telekinesis sort of.
11 to just be the only one that had.
Or just like
No, I
if
just
they're all
figured there would
this-
be a program for like why does one person have a different ability?
That's very true. Interesting.
Yeah.
And also, I will say this like stuck in time bit, I think is a really cool idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Not giving away like what it is.
Yeah, I am so excited for the next part that releases on Friday.
This time for
So-
our
I can't wait.
I was like gonna
I
say,
can't wait.
Me and Trevor were like, oh man, we were excited about RTX obviously, but I was like, we have to find time to watch this
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
So hey, RT podcast panel,
Yeah.
let's just pop on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
We'll all do a group watch.
Yeah.
Is it just one episode or is it like one long
That actually
hour
I
and a half?
don't know about. I do know that the finale is supposed to be like 2 or 2.5 hours long.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know if there's just like an episode left or if there's
Yeah.
a few.
One thing that frustrates me about the show, and I assume they just have to do it just for logistical reasons, is that they always separate the cast
Yeah.
into sometimes some dog shit
They all,
storylines.
yeah, they all have their ABC storylines where they're all
to the point where
separated.
like actors will be apart and
Yeah.
not work together for an entire season. And that must be shit.
I
to be
know.
like, "Oh,
I
put you back
literally,
again."
I thought the same thing. I was like, man, it's like you're coming back for season 4 and everyone's excited to be together, and like I don't see them anytime on set.
Yeah, you like don't have
yeah.
a single scene together.
Yeah.
It's like they probably never even hung out on set.
Yeah.
That happened with Bloodfest. I was so excited when I heard that Tate Donovan was going to be in it because
Yes.
like I watched the OC and also Hercules, huge fan. But we were in 0 scenes together, so I never actually got to like
Yeah.
meet him.
Yeah.
I think I only met him like there was like a rap thing that we
Yeah.
did or like a cast photo or something like that. But I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
not
know
in
the
these
story of like, so I was a reporter in that scene.
Yeah.
We had a real news reporter. This was right before Hurricane Harvey came.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
And we had a reporter that was like an actual reporter slated for the role. And then Hurricane Harvey hit and she got called to cover it because it was really awful, obviously. And so that happened like the night before. And I was having a panic attack. I had a panic attack Thursday due to just,
gosh.
everything Bloodfest. And it hadn't gone away. I was just in a state of just like not chilling at all, just like palpitations constantly. And so I got a call from the producer the night before saying like, hey, the lady, she had to go cover something. Can you be the reporter tomorrow? And
my
I was
gosh.
like, yes. So the entire time in that scene, my heart is pounding and I don't
can't
remember any
tell.
of my line. Yeah, it was miraculous. And so we're in the trailer with Tate and he's like, you want to go over lines? I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I can pull it together, and I like, it was terrifying. He was very sweet.
Well,
but,
you
like,
were
it was
you were
terrifying.
great. You would
I
never
appreciate
tell that,
that, but like that was a
having pelts.
because I'm like, wow, the first time I can like meet with like an actor like Tate, and I'm like a complete fucking
out.
mess. Yeah.
I think
Anyway.
I don't know. I'm tied between my favorite roles in that movie being Gus and Gavin's.
Wait,
Gus who got
that's
cut
right.
from the movie.
Cut from the movie, and then you.
And me who
Gus-
got
That's
cut.
right. You got cut.
Gavin who got cut
in the
split in half.
movie.
in the
cut
movie.
vertically.
Yeah.
Dude, your death in that movie is so good.
Yeah.
I remember one of my favorite memories of all time. People always ask, like, what's your favorite memory from RTX? Or, like, what your favorite moment from RTX? I think it was in 2018 or 2019 when we premiered Bloodfest at RTX and, like, got to watch it with the audience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like, because it's a Rooster Teeth audience and there's so many, like, Rooster Teeth people and
Yep.
Rooster Teeth references in that movie, like, hearing them react, like, Gavin's death scene,
Yeah.
the crowd fucking exploded.
It was really funny, like doing my like one line or something, and then cut, and then I go around to the Phantom, and then they replace me with the same clothes dummy, and I'm
Yeah.
just there filming my own death. in slow mo.
Death scene.
I was like, all right, it's the footage.
Yep.
Bye.
That's
Yeah.
it. It was really great.
That was fun.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
it was
Jeff is in that too. I
Yeah.
think he.
Elise has a little. She plays like a.
Oh yeah, a little vlogger.
Yeah, like a little vlogger, cute girl, just like,
It was great.
and then dies. Yeah.
What a fun time.
It was a great time. It was stressful, but it was
Yeah.
It's
so
been so
much
long
fun.
now. How long ago was it?
Well, I know we filmed it in 2017.
Yeah, like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm at the point where I can't.
Oof.
I feel like the first 3 years I lived here, I was able to be like, that was in that year, that was in that year.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm just like, between 2015 and 2019, I don't know what happened.
As you get older, it's just like it all
Yeah.
And then
starts blending
yeah,
together.
and the pandemic doesn't count. Nobody
That's
knows.
so-
Oh, I know.
No,
That was
that's
just,
like,
like,
a
one long
blur.
year.
It was.
Well,
yeah.
we were just trying to remember when we were filming Dead Little Roosters, and we were like,
Which one?
October.
Oh yeah.
when just in our office
Dead Little
before.
Roosters. I was thinking like 12.
12 or
There's so
11.
many. Yeah, you're right. And we were like, we went back and forth for the longest time. I was like, no, it was 2020.
Yeah.
October 2020.
October 2020, we filmed Dead Little Roosters, and I was telling Jessica that she was the first person I hugged
Yeah.
since the pandemic had started, other than Trevor, of
We
course.
weren't supposed to hug when
Yeah,
we did.
but we were,
Everybody
like-
was like,
Was
I'm
it an
just so
illegal
happy to
hug?
see you.
They were
Yeah.
like, stay 6 feet
Yeah.
apart from each
Yeah.
other when possible, and like,
But it's hard when you're like, I haven't seen this person. Like, I love them. I want to touch
I
you.
want to hug you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Or
was-
as your friend would say, I need to see them naked.
Yes. Yes. Everybody strip
I
your
haven't seen
clothes
them
down.
naked in
How do you
in a
know
year.
that's what I think every time
Yeah.
I see Jess?
Yeah, every
to.
time. Just please take your clothes off.
Must.
Something I've been doing a lot recently is I watch Bridgerton. I love Bridgerton.
Yes.
And I'll just randomly, in the most British, like, old lady accent, just, Bridgerton! Just constantly around the house. I'm like, Bridgerton!
Whistle down.
And the most, Lady Whistledown.
Meg watches Bridgerton, right?
Don't know.
I think she does. I think she had mentioned that she does.
Oh,
I
really?
assume
Yeah,
you
she
don't.
was watching.
She might
yeah.
have plowed through it
Oh, yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
I did too. Shit.
I did too as well.
Just,
Both seasons.
but you like the first one better because it
The
was
first
sexier, but
one-
I thought season 2 was sexier.
The first one is like has more sex scenes.
It does. It does.
The second one has more like of that
Anticipation.
anticipation and like
Teasing.
blue balls in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
just
I
like,
prefer.
"Come on!"
Yes, yeah, 100%.
But also, the I forget what the actor's name is in the first season.
the Duke,
The guy who plays the Duke.
I forgot his name too.
He's just a very good looking guy.
he is a very
and so
Oh,
just
Tate
like
Donovan.
he's also hey, good looking man, Tate Donovan.
That's
you
it,
know?
Gavin.
Not gonna lie.
Reggie Jean Page.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah,
Yes.
he's great. But season 2, Jonathan Bailey,
Also good.
He was great.
Yep.
Love him.
It's very good. Enjoyable.
Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I don't
Bridgerton.
want to yuck your yum. You enjoy what you enjoy.
I sure do.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I don't know if it's a show for you.
Yeah, I don't know if it is.
It might
Yeah.
be.
Might-
Who knows?
I mean, yeah.
It might
It's no
be, but yeah.
RRR.
Listen, are we going to talk about RRR again?
It's like a walrus. I don't know. Anyway.
Is that what Walrus is?
It does sound like a walrus.
Or it's like a seal. No, not a seal.
I think it was the most expensive movie made in India. $72 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Wow.
And it
because they
was-
couldn't use real animals.
When it was actually made?
They started. I think they started making it in 2018, but they had production delays and the pandemic, and it just came out like a couple months
Gotcha.
ago. So it was a long time coming. Totally worth it. I don't watch the trailers. Just
Is
watch
the movie with the most budget? Was it like still? No, not Titanic. What's the
Probably
original?
Avatar.
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 That's it. Is that the one?
I think so.
It's still number one. I thought one of them beat it. I know that.
Oh, maybe
Battle
like-
Angel Alita? I thought Battle Angel Alita had a pretty high budget.
I think maybe the last Avengers movie might have.
But I think that was box office, or was it still budget?
Budget.
Let me look. Looking up list of
Interesting.
most expensive movies. Oh, where's Avatar on this list? Is this is
Most
this correct?
expensive to make.
Yeah, this might be.
Is this with inflation?
It's
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out. So, due to effects of. So this is not accounting for inflation. It looks like the most expensive movie was actually Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Really?
Which one was that?
wait, no.
When do those movies get shit? I remember liking the first two.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly don't remember any of the movies besides the first two.
Same.
I remember it's been a while since I watched the first one, probably like 15 years or something. But
That's
I
still
remember
one
it being
of my
No,
favorite
yeah.
movies.
yeah,
It's great.
That movie's
it's
pretty
a great movie. Yeah.
epic.
It's a banger.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I remember I talk about this, I think, every time Pirates of the Caribbean comes up, but that first movie is like, when I watched it, I was like, that movie had everything. It had action, drama, romance, like comedy. It just like is the perfect,
good movie.
well-rounded movie.
Yeah.
Adjusted for inflation, it's still the most expensive movie.
Wait, Pirates is
What made it so expensive?
What number was that in the?
Because like,
I think it might have been a back-to-back. Wait, no.
That's quite the
No,
gamble,
it
I
wasn't.
feel like. I'd never even heard of Pirates of the Caribbean before they made that.
yeah.
The second one is Age of Ultron, and the third one is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Wow.
Age of Ultron, why was that so much?
That's so weird.
Maybe the Ultron VFX budget?
For like specifically Ultron,
Just Ultron,
the
yeah.
robot?
Yeah.
Yeah, just himself. Are you
And then-
a big
I guess it
Marvel
has...
fan?
No, I'm not. No.
No, okay. I couldn't
I
remember
will
if you
watch
watched
them, but I'm not like obsessed with them.
Oh, I love them.
So what about box office then? I think that's still like.
Also, sorry, Gav, I think I interrupted you. Were you going to say something?
Don't remember.
Oh, my bad.
It was probably worthless.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I assume when you say box office, you mean like U.S. box office.
Or global, whatever.
Okay.
Isn't Gone with the Wind always on there as like massive?
I think that's adjusted for inflation. It's always going to be like number one.
But isn't that the answer then?
Well, yeah, if you're looking for the biggest number. Do you want? There's so many different ways to look this up.
Whatever is the most basic, straightforward way.
So the one I
know.
can find here on Box Office Mojo
Bamoja?
lists Avatar as number one at $2.8 billion. And then Endgame is number two
That's
at
it.
like $2.797 billion.
I remember there was like some sort of like trying to figure out if Endgame was actually going to top
They're like
Avatar.
neck and neck. I mean, they're
Okay.
like right next to each other.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a rounding error
Yeah,
difference between them.
totally.
But I think
so-
James Cameron wins because number three
Yeah.
is Titanic.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that
I mean-
Top Gun Maverick is doing really well.
I can't imagine. Did I already say this on the other podcast? I can't imagine having that movie shot and just sitting on it for 3 years,
Oh my God,
waiting
I
for people to be
know.
able to go and see it. Just like having all of that potential money.
Yeah. Well, I
Just
think
waiting to
initially
come out.
their release date was like May 2019, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
ran long and shooting.
you
So
seen
like
that
we're gonna
yet?
push to 2020,
Maverick.
then
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, at this
Can't
point
wait
it's
to
like
see
almost
it.
4 years.
They
since
just kept
they've
pushing and
filmed
pushing it. Yeah.
I always feel that way, like at a much, much smaller scale, when I know I've like filmed a good video, but I know it won't come out for months, and I'm just like,
We
Can't
have
wait for that one.
such a good video from Squad Team Force
Oh,
that
yeah.
it has not come out yet, but we're going to be showing it at the panel at RTX.
Yeah, we purposely held it for RTX.
And
to,
I
like, show
can't
it.
wait to watch that video with an audience and have them watch it for the first time. It's like
It's
3
a-
minutes long.
It's 3 minutes, so it's pretty short, but it feels like a very like Achievement Hunter kind of video. Like in how you guys just like sometimes don't have any regard for like
Authority.
or like
How dare you?
The Office.
How dare you?
Yeah.
There's a bit of chaos there, but it's
I love that. I can't wait to see that.
And we have
Have
some
you
new
reached
60.
the status of angry email from John Mace on our level?
Well, that video hasn't, like, no one has seen it yet.
Once it comes out, yeah.
Because we, I think, hid the evidence of what we did. I think.
At least they hide it.
Yeah.
You should be proud of your work.
Well, let's.
And you should print those emails and frame them.
Yeah. Oh, we will.
On that note, let's wrap this up.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.
RTX.
Maybe at RTX.
See you
Bye.
there.